Hey guys, this is Kal-El, and today we're having a look at the third member of the Hercules team from TFC Toys, Dr. Crank. Don't laugh at the name. Or laugh at the name because I think it's pretty damn funny, so... Anyway, this is for kids. Anyway, so... Dr. Crank, obviously a crane truck, but before we look at him, as usual, let's have a look at the box. Okay guys, same sort of box as the last two. Nice open bubble. Artwork on the front, Hercules, Dr. Crank on the bottom. Top's pretty much the same. Side, again, artwork and the name. Again, much with the other two, we've got Hercules and Dr. Crank in both his modes. And just some display shots of the figure.
Now we have the Dr. Crank back in the display here. We have looked at him.
Sorry about that, that was me attempting some comedy. Now, as I said before, obviously a bit of a crane truck here. And as usual, I have the guns just stored on the side there. We'll put those aside for now, as they're not entirely necessary at this moment. Okay, crane truck. Pretty simple. Rolls, got 8 wheels, and that's about it for the truck itself. Now the crane, this is where the cool bit comes in. Pop these back, and then your crane will extend. Now, I will pan up for you, as it really does extend. So, you can see, it's pretty cool. So, now, with this crane section, it does actually have a working crane thingy. I call it a thingy, but as his namesake is, Dr. Crank, he has a working crank. Now, before you do that, you have to leave those out. Now, I'll just pull this off to show you. It's probably a little bit easier. We'll just set our Dr. back there. Just here, we've got a little square peg and a hole on this piece. This piece, when you get the figure, is stored on the front here, just like so. Pull that off, and you'll just need to put your finger on the back there. That will slot onto that. Now, the reason this moves is so when you do have this wired up, or have your rope on it, or whatever you want to call it, that can lock in, which in itself is pretty cool. Stops your line from running out, and that's also your crank. Okay, now on the front you have your hook, which when just had to focus there, which when all hooked up will will go up and down. You run this crank, so the line will go through these guides here, one there, up through here, down over, and if you understand how to set these up, what will happen is you won't have line falling out everywhere. It sort of runs over these little pulley things in a certain fashion, so that the hook will up and down with 2 lines. Alright, now what I will do, because I'm not going to do this on camera, I will put the link down the bottom in the description for another fellow who has actually filmed how to do this. So check him out, and that's a good idea to do that. I'm going to do the same, and I'll show you at the end of the review. So we'll just put those back on here for now, and same with that, just sits on there, fold those back in, and there he is. Okay, Now, this turns, and as I said before, it lifts. Whoops, broke the cab. That lifts up, so pretty much it. Now, as part of the Hercules combination, he has these little, if I can get them out, because again I don't have fingernails. You could set him up like he's got little I don't know what they call them, but on the cranes they have those supports to make them all level. But that's up to you. Paint wise, just with all the Hercules figures, very green and plenty of purple. Now, again, it kind of comes up blue on camera, which is kind of unfortunate because this is quite a strong purple. I do apologise about that, but I'm still learning, so too bad. But yeah, look, nice silver details over him again, just like the other figures. Wheels are painted, which is good. Grey on the front. Nice little hazard sticker there. It might be a tampograph or a paint or something like that. A second cab there in translucent red for some reason. Anyway, that's the crane mode. As I said, pretty cool that this is a functioning. I think that's one of the best features in the set itself. So that's cool. Let's have a quick look at the transformation. First of all, just to get it out of the way, pop that off there. Okay, so this front section here, just untab that from these tabs here. Just pop off like that and split it, and then the legs will unfold like so. So that's just a back view, and there they are at the front. Now this has a pretty cool gimmick where this kneecap section is on a slider, so when you do come up, he ends up this little knee guard, which I think is pretty cool. So that does the same on both. Not sure what that is. That's it. Anyway, and down here he has some heel spur thingies, which again, having no fingernail. There you go, after falling around for like a minute to get that out, because this one's really tight. That's out, so there's the heel spurs. And you can obviously see the robot coming along. Now, up the top here, the arms are up here. Just pop those out either way. Just come up a bit for you. And come around the front. Just extend those. Extend. And rotate down. Before you do that, rotate that out first. So it brings that wheel up. So, out. Sorry. Bring it down, out, and down. And there's your hands. Now, the hands just sit in there. There's nothing you can do with those. Those wheel sections you can put back, just so he doesn't have wheels under his arms. And the head rotates around. Now, you're left with that there. I kind of wish there was a hinge, or you could split that and fold it out into some like shoulder pads or something, but there's nothing you can do. Those wheels you can rotate to the side if you wish. Leave them on the front. I personally like them on the side. But that is, as I like to say, our Dr. Crank, wobbling all over the place in his robot mode. Now, like all of them, he has light piping here. Now, because of this stupid thing back here, you can't really see it. But, bring it a bit closer for you, blinding you there. Light piping, as usual, gives that sort of flaming head look, which is pretty cool. Details wise, obviously this purple, which looks blue on camera, which really annoys me, is everywhere there. He has some cool details down on his abdomen here, with some nice painted in lighty type thingies. Some silver here, and obviously the cab section all carries over. Silver on the arms. That's about it. Look, they're pretty generic, but it works for what they are. Articulation, head will rotate, no back or forth movement. It just rotates around in circles. We got a 360 on the shoulder, but it stops here. So that's unfortunate. But good movement there. Now, again, this is one of those figures where things get in the way a lot, but you can fix it. As I said before, with these wheels you can put them at the front, and then that allows the arm to come out. But it looks kind of doofy, so what do? Bicep swivel and a full elbow joint. Again, floating elbow, not too bad on this one, but hey, it's there. Hips will ratchet out, which is cool to have a nice heavy ratchet on there. All the way forward, don't really go back due to the big section back there. Knee, we have a double knee, partly due to transformation. No ankle, because he just has these cab sections for the feet. Alrighty. Now with that boom section from before, you can tab that in on his back, and that will just sort of sit there. But as usual, personal preference, I prefer to leave it off, as it just kind of gets in the way, and just have him standing as normal. Now, came with guns. You can mount them on his arms if you wanted, and he can have a nice cool hand cannon that's see-through, or you can have him put it on just in his hand, which a bit tight, but so you can have hand and wrist cannons. Now obviously there are other ports around on him. You could store them down on the leg if you wish. I don't know why, but you can, and you can sit them on the back for storage too. But throw them aside, we don't need them right now. Now, just be very careful with the translucent. I'll just zoom in here for you. You can see, if I can get it to focus, on mine there is some stress marks appearing. Now, I'm not sure if they were there when I got it, but it could be from trying to push it in too tight holes. That's what she said. Just be very careful with them. Look, I don't think it's to do with being a third-party figure, or whether it's just in general, but plastic tolerances and leeway can be a bit different figure to figure. So just mind that. Now, as for a size comparison, we will bring in first edition bulkhead, just for the sake of it, because I tend to like using him at the moment, and it gives you a good scale of Dr. Crank's size. So nice and thin compared to bulky, because he's bulkhead, but same sort of height, and you can obviously tell that Dr. Crank is a Voyager figure. And just with the current deluxe in RID cliff jumper there, so you can see he's a reasonable size figure, very solid. Again, it's got that Unicron trilogy G1-y type blocky aesthetics that I personally love. It's a love-hate type thing for most people. You either like it or you don't. But he's pretty cool. Reasonable articulation, and paint apps and that are all pretty good. I'll probably get the repro labels for this guy. Okay, for transformation, bring these up. Look, first of all, just turn that head around. Bring these up and turn in. Now you'll see just in here, little tab there, and on the side of Dr. Crank's head he has a little little tab there, so that will actually peg into his head there. Now the arm will just fold away and peg into that ugly thing that sits up there. So again, you want to come up and rotate up, tab into the head, that all folds together and everything will just lock into place. Like so. Okay, locked in. These wheels down, both sides. The legs will fold that section in, the heel, and these will rotate right around, and that front section you just slide down. So, and then you just tab that together, tab that back up to there, grab your boom section and set that on top. Then you have Dr. Crank back in his crane truck mode. Very simple. Now, with the last two, I was showing you how to change him into his Hercules part. I'm not going to do that today, only because this is the head section and I want to leave that till last for you guys. But let's just say you just gotta split him in half pretty much. So, but we'll have a look at that next time. Okay guys, that was a video review of the TFC Toys Hercules figure Dr. Crank. Now like I said before, I'll show you how I've threaded that crane piece later on. Probably see that in the Hercules review itself. And I'll put the link just down here in the description for the guy's video that shows you how to do that. Okay guys, thanks for watching. Follow me on Twitter. Check me out on Facebook. Watch the other videos, of course. We've still got 3 more individual figures for the Hercules range, and then the big guy himself. So, thanks guys. I'll see you on the boards.